Hi there, Loy Machedo speaking from loymachedo.com and Loy Machedo TV. Today I'm going to give you my opinion about Goans. Now, Goans are these group of fishermen people, fishermen, scheduled castes of India. They were the backward um, race that was in India. They predominantly were either slaves, or I think they were fishermen, or they were farmers who were in India during the British rule, and when Columbus or whoever landed up in India, they happened to get a lot of these white-skinned British folks, and then they started fornicating with these slaves, and they started introducing them to the English culture. So many of these scheduled caste and tribes, they were, because obviously when you are a scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, you're treated like shit from the Brahmins, the Hindu caste. So obviously when someone is treating you with a little bit more respect, you will feel honored. So that is how a lot of Goans became English, so to speak. So now these backward segment of India, they got introduced to a little bit of English culture, because of which they started thinking they are English. Now, I happened to speak to a girl the other day. She's also Goan, and she happened to tell me three things which are very classic of Goans to say. The first one is, it seems Goans taught the world how to eat with, they taught India how to eat with forks and knives. The second one is, Goans are the quintessential connoisseurs of ballroom dancing. And the third one is, Goans know what it is to have trance and rave parties. Okay. Now, let me break down these three facts and tell you what actually it is all about. Firstly, Goans teaching India or the world how to eat with fork and knife. I mean, what is the big deal of eating with fork and knife? The British, what they tend to do is they don't wash their ass after shitting. They wipe it with a tissue, okay, because they consider that to be clean. So, and then they eat with forks and knives, and they consider that to be classy. So, you are predominantly following a culture where people used to wipe their asses with tissue, not wash it, and eat with fork and knife, because obviously their hands are dirty. But, Indians, we tend to wash our hands with soap and everything else. So I guess we're clean. So I eat with my hands. I don't think it's very sophisticated to eat with forks and knives unless you're going for a formal party and trying to show off. You cannot eat bread with fork and knife. You cannot eat a shawarma sandwich with fork and knife. So you need to grow up and stop thinking like, you're some big shot just because you eat with forks and knives. So it's a big deal. I do not know. In fact, some of my some people who are cleaners and laborers, they also eat with forks and knives. There are a lot of people earning 600, 700 dirhams, just hardly maybe $200. They eat with forks and knives, while the owners of the companies eat with hands. So it does not prove anything. The second one is, Goans eat with forks and knives and feel great about it. No problem. At least you have something to brag, I guess. Now, Goans teaching the world ballroom dancing. Ballroom dancing is something really beautiful because it is pretty aesthetic, it is pretty symmetrical in its movement, and it's pretty relaxing. But what is the big deal of knowing ballroom dancing? A lot of Filipinos who know ballroom dancing. So big deal. Just because your priorities are just having parties, going, shagging women, impressing the men, getting drunk during Christmas and Easter, which has nothing got to do with Christianity, and flaunting all your body parts to everyone, looking like as if, you're prostitutes, and men are trying to show that they're richer than who they are. So, for ballroom dancing, if you feel that is something to brag about because you're intellectually deprived, that is okay, because there is at least something for you to show that you can brag about. So, ballroom dancing, great for you. Rest of the world does not care a damn. Okay? Then Goa knows what it is to have trance and rave parties. Now, I just watched this documentary which was called The Last Hippie Standing. It kind of showed that all the junk and all the garbage of the world, that is of the Western white community, they, with no money, with nothing, with only drugs, smoking pot, alcohol, they came down to Goa. They used to have parties for 15 days, 20 days, non-stop, dancing, raving, having sex with one another, being nude on the beach, and having this music that has this pretty high beats per minute, so they feel, oh, I'm going to a state of trance, and chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, and all that bullshit garbage. Not even shaving their underarms or their pubic region and flaunting it to everyone. So they felt this was modern. They felt this hippie culture was like, wow, trance. However, this is for people who are jobless. This is mainly a culture that attracts people who are useless, who lack an identity. What is trance and what is rave? But for people who have no purpose in life. I mean, you feel you're really cool. You feel really, wow, you're up there. But someone who has studied in, let's say, who has studied in a reputable institute, who is a CEO of a company or who's successful, will look at these people as a bunch of losers and will just throw in a couple of coins. So to my friends from Goa, okay, who pride themselves on these three parts. Number one is eating with fork and knife. Well, I'm happy for you that you feel so great about it. About ballroom dancing, you can go and dance as much as you like and have these ballroom dancing sessions, because that's the only thing you're good at, wine, women, and wanking around. And for trance parties, well, good for you. I don't know how that helps you in your career or how that helps you in your life. So these are your priorities, which are pretty messed up. My opinion about Goans is pretty bad, because when I used to be a DJ, Goans normally, they behave very decent and nice before drinks, before alcohol, because half of them are cowards. However, after they take in alcohol, they become, oh, I've become Superman. I'll show you who I am. Come on, you play that song and show me. And they're absolutely stingy with their cash. Half of them are under loans. They don't earn enough. And even if they earn enough, they get into, debts. So my problem with Goans is they think they are too smart. They think they know everything. They think they are God's gift to mankind. But they actually, like I told you, the scheduled caste and the scheduled tribes, that is the backward community of India, who were considered untouchables. So they were given an opportunity by the Christians who came to fornicate in India. So, that's why they got a lot of children and they became Christians. So to this race that is considered the byproduct of the Hindu community, I'm very glad at least you have something to be proud about. And yes, I would like to know your views on what I feel is the trash can of Europe, where everyone comes to shit, piss, and waste their life in Goa, from being nude on the beach to getting high on drugs to wasting their lives. Anyway, this is Loy Machedo from loymachedo.com and Loy Machedo TV. Let me know what you think. This is my opinion. Thank you very much for watching.